Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Across the Lawn. Today I'm here with Mike Werner, the CEO of Qualterra, and we'll be asking him some questions. So first, Mike, can you tell us what it's like to be a CEO?
Oh, what is it like to be a CEO? I've been the CEO of a few different companies, and I think a lot about the role of a CEO is really the guide of the culture of the organization. And, you know, at Qualterra, our culture is a people-first culture. And as you guide that process around people first, it's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
And it's a 24/7 thing. And so it's an honor to be a CEO, but it does require the ability to completely commit and to be completely accountable 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because at the end of it, your job as CEO is, well, if you look at like an organizational chart, right? You see the CEO's name at the top. My mentality is you take the org chart and you spit it around, and the CEO's name is at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Because the CEO's job is to cultivate and curate and support all of the people in the organization. And so that's the way I think about it. My job is to help everybody else be successful, and if they're successful, then the organization is successful.
Yeah. And then you kind of touched on this a little bit, but what does Qualterra do, and what's kind of the mission of Qualterra?
Yeah, the mission of Qualterra is really to deliver innovative solutions to help support sustainable agricultural systems and sustainable balance sheets with products that help grow plants better, test plants to make sure they're healthy, so cropping systems, and then deliver innovative biochar solutions to soils that sequester carbon and decrease watering requirements for plants. And so we're really focused on building, say for example, customers buy 200,000-300,000 fruit trees from us annually. We're there with them throughout the life of those trees, in working in their soils. The plant material that we grew for them grows up and provides apples to the stores that we buy, and then we test those. Plants get sick sometimes. And so we have solutions that can actually do genetic testing, virus testing to ensure that those cropping systems are clean and healthy. And so it's really kind of a marketplace for agriculture sustainability, and we're highly focused really in horticultural markets, apples, cherries, hops, grapes, and a little bit in some ornamentals too.
Can you tell us a little bit about some important leadership aspects you've learned from being a CEO and head of companies?
There's one. And I think it's something that you have to learn over time, but you have to be able to adapt. You have to be nimble in the way you think, and it's experience. It's the experiences you bring from all the different things that you've done over your career, but the ability to adapt. And then the other one is judgment, making good decisions. And usually the hardest decisions that you make require the best judgment, because when you're making decisions as the CEO, you're impacting people that you work with, people that you work for, your shareholders, and your customers. And so, that judgment, but also the adaptability, because there's only one guarantee, and that's change. Things are always changing. And as a CEO, you have to adapt and think about how your organization, how your teams, and how your focus is going to align for future success. Those are the two things I really think about.
Yeah, and then you were a 2-year starter at PLU for basketball. Can you tell us maybe a little bit some of the lessons you learned from being a collegiate athlete?
The best lesson I ever learned. I was a sophomore, I still remember the moment. And I was not a starter. I was on basically the end of the bench, and my coach, we were in practice, and I did something wrong, right? Just a big mistake, and he stopped, and he brought us all, put us in a line, and he goes, "The biggest room in the house is the room for improvement." And we're like, "Okay, coach." And then he goes, "And Mike, your room is the biggest of all." Yeah. And it's one of those things that stuck with me, though. Mm-hmm. That experience of playing sports, great building relationships and friendships. But that one moment reminds me, but my room is still big. I always have to improve to be better.
Yeah.
So I still think of my room for improvement is being real big, and I'm always trying to learn how to be better.
Yeah. And then if you could give one piece of advice to aspiring entrepreneurs or someone that wants to go into the business world, what would you say?
I try not to give advice.
Yeah.
Because I think that people, especially in entrepreneurship, it's about learning, but be true to yourself. When you commit to something, commit to it, but make sure what you commit to is aligned with your identity as a person. And when you have that alignment between yourself and what you're pursuing, your passions and your commitments are going to be all aligned. And I think that's one of the things. I love what I do at Qualterra. I love what we're working on at Qualterra. But I think it's one of those moments in my career where there's really great alignment between my passions around what I believe in, but also the work that's coming out of that aligns with that.
Yeah.
And so, be true to yourself. Be focused on the things that align with you if you're going to pursue business or any career, and make sure you enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Thank you.
us.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. My name's Colin Brennan, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Across the Lawn.
Go Dragons.
Go Dragons.